Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rum and Regret podcast. I am Andy Drake.
Johanna Myers.
Nate Tussey, and we drink and we know things.
And it's been a minute.
Hot minute.
A hot minute since we've virtually been in the same room together. Nice to talk to y'all. But so much has happened since we've last talked.
Too much to count, some could say.
Right. Yeah. We'll keep it nice and general. Does anybody have a topic off the bat that is just spinning in their brains?
Jobin's got a few, I'm sure. I'm going to make a list. Can I just, real quick, throw out the Joker movie that came out today that I am not going to see tonight for you fuckers.
Well, shit. How do you really feel, Nate?
I just want to throw that out there. No, I want to talk to you guys about the Joker movie and all the hype and everything before the movie, before we actually see it, and then we definitely need to. I think we're going to need to do a post-Joker thing based on the buzz that this movie is getting.
Right.
I don't know if I can temper my expectations enough to not be disappointed at this point, because it sounds like a tour de force, must-see drama. Like, it's not a comic book movie. It's just using that as a backdrop, and this is a character study, and
So that's the weird thing for me. And as a DC guy, and if you're going to call the movie The Joker, I would love to see some sort of movie grounded in comic book lore that has certain elements, not just the name and likeness of a character.
right.
And granted that there are certain elements, be it an animated movie or a TV show, that does end up generating a comic book canon character, Harley Quinn, for example. And then Felicity Smoke from Arrow is now a comic book character. I get it, but a character as iconic as the Joker, I don't know. It's hard for me. Like, I'm all up for artistic interpretation of a character, but at the same time, I don't know. It's hard to call a movie The Joker without grounding it in some sort of comic book cohesion. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it makes complete sense, and I think it does play out a specific storyline from the comics. So I don't want to say that it's not related. What I mean by not a comic book movie is it's not like a Marvel. It's not another Avengers movie kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is a deep character study on how the Joker became the Joker, as opposed to just the quick, give me those pearls, lady, and I'm going to shoot the parents, and then that's the Batman, or Jack Nicholson falling into a vat of acid or whatever.
Yeah.
Vat of chemicals. So, what do you think, Joe? What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I kind of feel like they should have just made this movie about somebody entirely different and not made it a Joker movie at all, based on like the trailers and such. And I'm honestly pretty soured against this movie because of all the hype of, him becoming like some kind of incel hero, and
well, that's not the movie's fault. That's
yeah,
America's fault.
That is America's fault.
Yeah, that's unfortunately the pulse of the nation right now.
Yeah.
Like I keep making the jokes to you guys about like,
don't get shot.
Don't get shot when you go see this movie.
Thanks for putting that out there, Joe.
But yeah, I'm still gonna go see it, but I don't know. I don't have any high expectations.
Tuesday.
For it.
Well, Tuesday, it's cheap day.
Yeah, I'll spend $5 on it. But
okay, I'm gonna get tickets then.
Yeah, and that's how I feel about it. And looking at where the people fall on the spectrum, they either really, really love it or really, really hate it. Yeah, I have very little expectations for this movie. It's not necessarily a movie that I wanted. I don't know that this movie sort of needed to be made.
But it's the movie you deserve.
Right. Right. But, that's, I don't know.
Well, and also, like, I really like Joaquin Phoenix. So, like, I was super excited for, like, Joaquin Phoenix Joker. And
I'm
now I'm like,
insanely excited for
oh,
him.
man.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, well, and that's been the one sort of good thing out of this is that is that unfortunately a lot of the media around the Joker focused on the people who have played it before and sort of tragic events around them. Uh, and to see Joaquin Phoenix in interviews and just see him, happy about the movie and happy about his portrayal of the Joker, and just sort of happy how everything went is really nice. But then it also prompted, there was an interview with Michael J. White, who was in The Dark Knight, talking about Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker, and everyone, the interviewer was trying to say, well, how messed up was he during the film? And it's like, well, everything that you've heard about it was false.
Really?
It's like he was there was a lot of levity on set. He was joking with us between takes. He was talking with Goyer to make sure that everything was okay and what he was doing. And he also, it's like they just because of the events that happened afterwards, everything got portrayed. So unfortunately now the character is a little soured in media, I think, just in terms of you bring out a serious movie about the Joker, you expect the guy who's going to play him to come out completely screwed up and unfortunately call half of America to arms now over what's going on. And it's just, it's, I don't know.
Well, Joaquin Phoenix was never exactly an entirely sane person anyway, so.
Which is what makes him a good actor.
Right, yeah, but if you've watched any of the interviews about this, around this movie, he honestly does seem like a totally normal dude that just got apart. you know, and went into it. Although I will tell you guys to watch the Kimmel interview, because Kimmel got in some hot water with him because he Todd Phillips for some reason sent over this I don't want to it's a
Don't spoil it.
well no there's nothing spoiling about the plot of the movie, but it's a sort of an outtake, if you will, of Joaquin Phoenix trying to get a certain scene.
Mm-hmm.
And there's it's sort of a lot going on, and so he's really getting into it, and I forget who it is, but one of the crew is sort of messing him up a little bit, and he has words with the guy just to have him stop so he can get back into character. And he was like super embarrassed that the clip got showed.
Oh no!
Yeah, and
it's still on YouTube. I almost watched that last night.
Yeah, and Kimmel is in a little hot water. I saw a headline. I didn't actually read the article about Kimmel being in hot water for showing clip. It might just be the fact that the clip was shown, but he was super embarrassed that Kimmel played this clip.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's probably not online anymore.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But yeah. No. I mean, my interest is definitely peaked. I do want to see this movie, and I want to, I want to see how it sort of ties to the bigger story of, even though it tells the story of the Joker, I'm sure it will tie in some way, shape, or form to other characters here and there. But
yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Sorry to hijack the beginning there, Joe, but I know you're frothing at the mouth for several things.
Yeah. Actually, just all the dark crystal frothing.
Oh man, it's purple froth too. You can tell it's the doc.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good.
Any of you guys watched any of that?
So we watched. I think we're 4 episodes in right now.
Okay. Yeah, I think episode 5, maybe. Eddie and I.
Yeah, and Joe, obviously you've blown through it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then did you watch the making of too?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I watched the original movie and like immediately burst into tears.
That's our plan for this weekend, is to finish the series and watch the movie again.
Yeah.
Because even though the series is a little intense for Addie, I think, because there's some scenes that are like, ooh, it's torture. She absolutely loves it, and I absolutely love that she loves it. And we're on episode 8. Sorry. Um, and the fact that she loves the movie and then was really engaged in the show, I think is awesome. The fact that they did mostly everything practical
Oh yeah,
was perfect and a great homage to
you got to watch the
Henson.
making of after.
Yeah,
because it goes through all that. And it's so great because I mean, well, one, bad Joe. I totally, for some reason, thought I was surprised Brian Froud's still alive, and I'm like, oh shit, he is still alive, and him and his kids are working on it, and with the Henson daughters, and it's really cool seeing interviews with all of them. And
bad Joe.
bad.
Joe.
But yeah, I went all into it. I pulled out all my Brian Froud books, and they're all over the table.
So in your expert opinion, Joe, I mean, how does it feel in relation to the original?
It's just, I mean, obviously the original has aged, but just goes right along with it.
Almost seamless, right?
It's
Except
so,
for some of the minor special effects.
Yeah, you can tell it's newer, and there's like better. The puppets are better.
Right.
Yeah.
They're more expressive in the face, and things like that. But I mean, everything looks perfect. Like the world that they built looks exactly like the world from the movie. And I was a little, I was kind of wondering how they're gonna do the storyline, because in the movie, it's the Skeksis and the Mystics are two halves of one whole being that were split in half.
Right.
And with the new one, they're kind of changing the storyline a little bit, but they do end up kind of tying it back in and making it all makes sense.
Spoiler alert.
I'm not telling you exactly how they do
I'm
it.
talking to him. I'm on episode 8. Sorry, that's a spoiler too, I guess. Huh?
But yeah, it all makes sense, and it all just like you said, it's seamless.
That's good.
And God damn it, I love Hup so freaking much.
And God damn it, Jobin, on your Twitter, you're like, this person and this person forever. I'm like, oh God, did that just spoil something?
No. No.
Joe's pretty good about spoilers and not being spoilerific.
Is she?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. There you go. That's accurate.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Andy? What's blowing up your skirt lately? Wait, blowing your skirt up lately. I said that wrong. I'm so tired. I'm sorry.
Well, whew. All right.
The last week, so I'm
yeah. So I mean, my world has essentially been Borderlands 3.
Hell yeah.
For the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Jamie and I are co-oping it. And we're playing when Xander goes down, so we're putting in maybe like an hour or two a night. I mean, it's really good so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's bigger and better than 2 and the pre-sequel and everything, and it just seems like they, you can tell that sort of Gearbox put in a lot of love to this game for as long as it took to get out. But I just it's been really good, and we're totally hooked in. So
yeah, I fully support that message. I've been mainlining it when I don't need sleep or food or work.
Yeah. We cut out at 11:30 last night, and there's Ares Omega level 50 back in Sanctuary, still online.
Oh no, that was because I fell asleep with the thing on, I think.
Sure.
No, I went early last night, actually. That's weird.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I maxed out. Not even as close to as quick as some of the other people in the Landshark group. They were all pushing through it as fast as they could because Destiny expansion came out. The new Destiny 2 content that I refused to play.
Yeah.
That game really pissed me off. But What did you think, Joe? We played for like an hour, maybe, just fucking around. It's
Yeah,
hard
no,
with the split screen.
Yeah, it was a little tough, but I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, and it made me want to go home and finish the first two because I haven't actually finished one or two yet.
Oh, 2 is so good.
Yeah.
So fucking good. Handsome Jack from number 2. Probably one of the best villains ever written.
Oh my goodness. And played just played perfectly by the guy who did it. And oh man.
Did you know that he's in this game in Borderlands 3?
Handsome
so
Jack?
There's an exotic gun you can get that has his persona grafted into it. So it's basically, and it's an SMG. I forget what it's called, but it's basically Handsome Jack talking to you the whole time.
Yeah, well, and then one of the crew challenges was taking out Handsome Jackie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's just it's such a good game, and I don't know, it's I mean, just starting to play it, just realized, just made me realize how much I missed, games like this, and just, because you have your sort of serious shooters, you have your fun shooters, but this is just, it's a little bit of both, and it's such a fucking good game.
And the world is so cool.
I know.
Cool. Yeah, the world is cool. The classes are awesome and super in depth. And damn it, we need to be playing.
Yes, exactly.
I can create a new low-level character and just hop in with you guys if you're okay with that.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Well, that's it for tonight's podcast, everybody. We like
and on that note,
I'll just go home and play Mario.
Right. Yeah.
Well, shit, you'll play here. We can both be online with them.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Xander is going to be Mario for Halloween this year.
Nice.
So what are you guys going to be?
I am going to be Luigi.
Come on.
Yeah.
Bowser or something.
Wario.
No.
Wario. There you go.
Oh yeah. And then Jamie is deciding between a stylized Princess Peach or a completely original character.
I saw a really cool Princess Peach as the Mad Hatter from one of the Comic-Con costume things I was looking at.
Oh yeah.
It was obviously, but it was more like a Moxie actually from that kind of vibe, but it was Princess Peach, and it's really cool.
Speaking of which, we went to the Rose City Comic-Con up in Portland.
Yeah, how was that?
It was really good. I'll send these pictures to you guys, but there's a full-on droid shop that these guys had that they made, working life-size replica R2, R4 units.
Sweet.
And then the little booth that they had little fake Jawas sort of working on the droids,
No way.
which is great. But one of the best costumes we saw was Gand Alf. So it was Alf in a wizard costume.
Shut up.
Yes. It was so amazing. It was so good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I love the punny costumes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So good. But it was it was big and it was crowded because this was the day that Tim Curry was there, Will Wheaton, 2 doctors, Billy Piper, Rose, Pauly Shore. God, it was
the Weasel, you mean?
The Weasel was there.
Chilling with the Weasel. Always in the jit food.
Yeah. But it was it was really, really big. And
it was relevant.
And it was a lot of fun. We came away with some really good art. So, as we tend to do from those things.
Very cool.
So,
yeah, we still need to get one on the calendar, see if we can all figure out a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, who's next? Anybody have something they want to go through? I didn't get to see it too. How was that?
Oh, It was really, really good. um, yeah, I no complaints. It was fan-freaking-tastic. And I'm so glad because they, I guess there's like a whole other hour of extra footage because they were gonna make 3 movies
Oh wow.
and then decided just to make the 2. So
Oh,
it's gonna be released on, I guess, on DVD with like
An hour of
an
extra
hour of
footage.
extra footage.
oh, man.
It's ridiculous.
Also worth buying it just for that.
I'm like, yes,
Oh,
more
wow.
Pennywise.
Right. So it's the future, right, where they're all grown up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they all Pennywise comes back 27 years later, and Mike is still in the town. Everybody else has moved out and grown up, and when he finds out that Pennywise is back, he calls everybody and tells them to come home, remember our oath, and nobody remembers what happened. So they all come back, and then they have to kind of remember what happened and go through battling their demons and stuff. But yeah, it's so creepy and awesome, and just Skarsgård kills it. And Bill Hader stole the freaking show.
Really?
Oh my god, yeah, he killed it too. And there were a couple of moments where you're just like, they're like, you get super emotional. It's just like, ugh.
Did you hear about the fan theory that Mary Poppins and Pennywise are the same species?
Oh, I read that.
It's so good. Where it's like the article says supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Oh my god! And it's basically saying, where is it? Here's the gist. Mary and Pennywise are members of the same species. In particular, the Redditor looks at Mary Poppins Returns to substantiate the theory. So basically, Mary Poppins comes back every 26 years, I think, and Pennywise is every 27. And
I think it was like Mary Poppins is the good half, and Pennywise is the evil. Like,
right. So
Pennywise feeds on your fears, where Mary Poppins like feeds on your joy.
Oh, this is it. Right. So Mary Poppins returns 25 years later, while Pennywise takes 27 years to return. But as proven in Monsters, Inc., laughter is worth more than fear. Therefore, Mary Poppins gets to come back every 27 years versus every 20, or 25 years versus every 27. It's crazy. They bring in Monsters, Inc. into it. Yeah, it's something to look up online for sure. I'm butchering it now, but it's a cool little anecdote on the side.
Yeah.
Cool. Did I just derail that? All right. Well, there's It Too. Andy, did you see It Too?
I did not. No. So yeah, we have not been to a movie in a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just we've been, most of our movies have been redboxing, and the last one that we watched was unfortunately The Hustle, which was the Dirty Rotten Scoundrels remake with Rebel Wilson and I'm forgetting.
Right.
Yeah, and
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels?
yeah, so is a Dirty Rotten Scoundrel remake with Rebel Wilson and what's her name?
That memorable. No.
Well, all right. So I mean, and I could do a whole podcast on this of just it was just completely awful and not very well handled remake, because they tried to update it, but they failed. But they tried to keep some of the jokes that landed really hot in the Steve Martin, Michael Caine, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
That's one of the best movies ever made. Wow, how could you try to remake that with a Rebel fucking Wilson?
Well, and Anne Hathaway too. And Anne Hathaway plays the Michael Caine part. And I typically love Anne Hathaway, but it was just totally a cash grab for them. And it was poorly done.
That's terrible. She's on my list too. That's
yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
I had no idea that was a remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I'm glad I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So Bad.
Did we already talk about what you guys thought about Endgame? We did that last time.
We have not done that. We haven't formally discussed it.
So maybe we should formally discuss it. Wait, let me put on my bow tie.
All right. Yes.
Infinity Gauntlet, then we can formally discuss it. Yeah, so thoughts, I guess? When's the last time you guys saw it? I've watched that movie a million times at this point, so I like it a lot, obviously.
I watched it once, and you're gonna hate me.
Oh, Joe.
No, I enjoyed it. I just think they could have shaved an hour off of it and made an extended version on DVD.
An hour? How do you shave an hour out of that movie?
Just all the little, like, I didn't need to see the
Maybe a half hour.
Okay, maybe a half hour.
Yeah, okay.
But, like, I didn't need to see Star-Lord dancing from the other side. And, it was cool to kind of call back to all that stuff.
I love that stuff.
But I think they could have made a shorter movie and just put that all in an extended DVD release, and I would have been happier. But that's just me.
So that's all you got to say about the most successful movie of all time?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I'll chime in later, I'm sure.
I shouldn't be surprised. This is somebody who thought The Last Jedi was good.
Oh.
I still love you, Joe.
Heyo.
Oh.
I'm calling you out.
You go to hell.
I'm calling you out. Andrew?
So I'm gonna land in the middle of you guys there. So I don't want to sort of shit on the like incredible undertaking it must have been to have all of these characters in a movie and to tie, however many years of Marvel movies together in
11 years and 23 movies, I think.
There we go. Yeah. So into what, a 3-hour flick.
Right.
And maybe it was the point in which where I saw it, a couple of things had been spoiled for me at that point. So I knew certain things were coming and I was just sort of waiting for it. The time travel aspect of it was really good. Professor Hulk, I thought, was one of the funniest parts of the movie. I mean, Fat Thor takes all.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, I loved Fat Thor.
Fat Thor was the Lebowski Thor was the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The
I
Hulk
mean,
I did not like.
No.
I absolutely did not like.
Oh, I think they nailed that.
oh well, I mean, come on, when Scott comes out as a baby and is like, "Come on, time travel, we got it."
Yeah, I see this as an absolute win.
Yeah.
Time travel, right?
Yeah, I thought that was really good. So what sort of hurt it for me, and so they get rid of Thanos and his army by doing the same little snap that he did.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to stop them from making another 3-hour movie for someone to bring them back?
Well, Nate.
Really? That's that. I mean, if that's the worst thing you have to say about the movie, then you absolutely loved it. Because, I mean, that is like coming full circle. That's the whole point, right? Is to try and undo everything that was done. So it's not just the snap. Oh no, you're right. So that was a separate snap. Yeah. I mean, he sacrificed himself to. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
He sacrificed himself to save everything. Because there's no way that they would have been able to finish that off, I guess, right? Although
right.
Captain Marvel was woefully underused, considering how powerful she was.
Right.
Well, but they did say it's going on all over the galaxy, and she's, essentially space copping it all around, helping out. And they gave us that little female Avengers unite moment, and then they completely shit on Black Widow's funeral.
Yeah, that was weird. I mean, I like the unite moment. I thought that was really cool, even though a lot of people thought it was cheesy. The fact I was sitting there next to my daughter in the theater, and I'm a big softie anyway, but I was like, oh, and she was like, had tears in her eyes, was standing up, like cheering. It was fucking amazing. But then you're right. I didn't even think about poor Natasha.
Well,
Right.
I mean, a double funeral. Was that so hard?
No, not at all.
You know, yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was. I mean, and then to focus. I know it was for a couple seconds on the kid from what was it, Iron Man 2 during the funeral?
Iron Man 3, yeah.
Iron Man 3. It was just like, who the hell is that guy?
That really did break up that whole thing. Like everybody I knew, when we were watching the movie, everyone's like, who the fuck is that kid? I had to look it up. I looked it up on the way out of the theater. Like, oh.
Yeah.
It's a grown-up version of the kid that we saw, so we wouldn't have even recognized him because he's, 10 years older.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like the Tony Stark bit with his father. I thought that was a great part of it.
It was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like. I think just too much time went by between, me seeing the first one to the second one, and then waiting for the spoiler ban to lift.
Yeah.
And it just lost. I don't know. The impact of the movie was lost just a little bit on me, just because of the time we live in and information being so prevalent, and Google sending me a headline saying, "Oh, what happens now that Iron Man's gone?" It's like, well, thanks.
Oh, no!
Thanks a lot, Google.
That's how it happened. It was the auto spoil.
Well, yeah. So it's like what? Well, it was like what Tony Stark's snap meant for everything, right?
Oh, good
and
job.
it had the thumb of him like half dead going,
Oh no! God damn it! I told you guys you should have saw it right when it came out, fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So you lost a lot of it because you even have to be opening night, let alone. But granted, opening night was fucking epic. Everyone's yelling and cheering, and a lot of people are dressed up. And Addie's got that fucking Mjolnir and shit. She made her own costume, basically pieced it together, and
Yeah.
we had a blast. And that moment when Steve Rogers picks up Mjolnir, Addie's shaking my arm, going, "He's worthy! He's worthy!" Like yelling at the top of her lungs because everyone's yelling at that point.
Yeah. And that I mean,
I did love the old Steve.
Yeah, no.
That he got to go back and live his life with Peggy.
Yeah, that was a really good and fitting sort of end for Captain America. I thought that was really
What's
nice.
super creepy is that means he hooked up with his niece. Because remember in Winter Soldier, there's the blonde. That's Peggy's niece.
Yeah, 2 days after the funeral.
Yeah. And apparently they got it. At least they kissed. At the very least, they kissed, and she wanted some America up in her.
America's
Yeah, she grabbed all of America's ass apparently. Yeah, so there's so many, like, you got to watch it again. There's so many things in Endgame, like, so granted the amazing event of opening night, but as soon as it was over, I wanted to watch it again because there was so much going on, especially at the end. Like, I guarantee you I missed stuff, and the more I watch it, the more I pick out of it. But you're right, the more I think of, they could have streamlined this a bit.
Yeah.
Probably 30 minutes is the most. I mean, you can't really, there's so much of the time travel stuff that matters because it gives you perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all of the time travel was done really well, except for the one where Star-Lord was, Boromir.
Yeah.
Because there's maybe somebody would have thought ahead of time that Nebula is also in that universe. Maybe you don't want to put her on a different team.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then, hey, guess what? You've got a fucking time travel device on your arm. Maybe don't run back into the craft and get tractor beamed up. Just get the fuck out of there.
Oh, and that was another thing is the PIM stuff.
Yeah.
Like they only had a certain amount of travel things.
Yep, travel.
It was like, can't you just use your time travel to go and make more?
Yeah. Well, that was the thing.
Why
that's what
did
they
you do that
do.
first thing? Like,
Well, that was the thing, is they didn't know where more would have been, and it just so happens that that Stark was like, oh, there might be more, and the Tesseract at this one spot when it was happening. Like, but you're right though, if you think about it, because the whole Ant-Man movie,
yeah,
all the Ant-Man movies that happened before, the 2 Ant-Man movies, they had as much as they wanted. They
Yeah.
could have just
they could have just gone back to that point.
blipped back in and grabbed a bunch and put back.
So
Right.
that kind of stuff, which I mean, that's
Yeah.
you're gonna have those things in every time travel movie.
This time travel is not realistic for the Avengers.
Push my glasses
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm kind of with you, Andy. I waited too long, and it got to a point for me where it was just like I had so much Avengers being slammed down my throat that I was like, I don't even really want to see this movie right now. Like,
Yeah.
I reached a point where I was like, I'm sick of Avengers.
Right.
who are you? He's drinking Perrier and bashing comic book movies.
Right.
I don't even know you anymore.
Well, this was the last Rum and Regret podcast. We'd like to thank you for tuning in, everybody.
R.I.P.
Yeah. So on that note, how about all that DC crossover news, huh?
Yeah. So what's up with? I think every young girl during the '90s that loved any Superman ever is like, squeeze.
Oh yeah.
There's every Superman ever is going to be in this crossover, right? In Crisis.
Yeah. Well, except for Dean Cain.
And Christopher Reeve.
Oh.
Too soon.
Too
Oh, dude.
Sorry.
But no, yeah, and Brandon Routh has been posting a lot of great photos on his Instagram. One today of him in front of Clark Kent's office, dressed up as Clark Kent.
Nice.
And then we got him in full Kingdom Come Superman.
I saw that.
Yeah, but standing next to Tyler Hoechlin too, which is cool. Yeah, so it's I don't know, it's shaping up to be great. The only thing that scares me about it though is did you guys read Michael Rosenbaum's response as to why he's not in it?
Wait, he's not? I thought they said he was.
Okay, so well, you posted the article on Rum and Regret, which I immediately debunked, saying it was false.
Oh no.
Just because it was a bad source.
Yeah.
And then he posted on his, I think either one of his Twitter or his Instagram, saying that, "Hey guys, I just wanted to clear the air about the DC crossover." He's like, "They called my agent, they offered me a part in it. No script around my character yet, no nothing." He's like, "So I don't want to go into something this big without any sort of information as to what I'd be doing. I don't want to agree, say yes, and then end up, I felt that if Tom Welling was going to be in it, that he would just go in and say, yes, I'm going to do this.
What, is he super busy? I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, we're not going to get Rosenbaum, but
bullshit. He's probably one of the best Lex Luthors I've ever seen. Like Gene Hackman and him.
Right. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
But, I did like the Kevin Spacey Luthor, but that was before I knew he was a pedophile.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and that was a tough movie to get through too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm excited about Kevin Conroy playing an older Batman.
Yeah.
I just think that's gonna be excellent. Who knows how they're gonna use Burt Ward, but I'm stoked that he's in it too. And I'm gonna get 3, if not more, versions of Superman. So I am very excited about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So is this gonna be one of those like all the different shows cross over during the same week?
No. So or
is this its own show?
So they released the schedule for it. So it's going to be 5 shows because Batwoman premieres this Sunday.
Oh,
right?
Sorry.
So yeah, they released the schedule for it, and I don't know what, but it's going to be a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday type deal. Then they go on their winter break,
Oh God, really?
and then you get the final 2 when they come back.
These fucking assholes.
I know.
Let's see. So, does it start with this Sunday? Oh God.
No. The crossover is just going to be 5 episodes. Yeah, like I said, close to the winter break. So I think I'm going to say like December 7th, 8th, and 9th, and then January 5th and 6th, or something like that.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
So everything's coming back in October. It doesn't mean that's when the event's happening.
No, but the season 8 of Arrow is gonna deal sort of directly with this, and essentially be a setup to this.
Looks like Black Lightning's going to be in it too.
Yes, he will.
Okay,
Which is cool.
so
and that's a really good show if you guys haven't watched it yet.
I haven't seen any of it actually.
It's really good.
We were working our way through Legends of Tomorrow, based on your suggestion, Andy.
Yeah.
And then the Dark Crystal came out, so we've been sidetracked on the Dark Crystal.
Okay.
Back to Legends, but so just as far as the dates go, I just found them here. So Crisis starts with Supergirl on Sunday, December 8th. Then you have Batwoman on Monday, December 9th. The Flash Tuesday, December 10th, and then the break until January 14th, the Tuesday for Arrow. And then right after Arrow, the same day, so 8 p.m. Arrow, Tuesday, January 14th, and then Tuesday, January 14th at 9 p.m., DC Legends of Tomorrow. So it's a 2-hour.
Yeah, and that will be the final episode of Arrow.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. So.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, you know,
I have to get Reggie back for that one.
Oh, definitely, and Paul. We got to get Paul on here too.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you know, I think if we, I mean, we can talk about this offline, but I think the Google Hangouts thing works really well with multiple locations dialing into the same thing. I'm not sure how. I'm sure your link works well also, but if we can figure out the Google Hangouts thing for that, that'd be cool.
Well, right, and the shortcomings of Zoom
Right.
is if more than 2 people join, I only get 30 minutes.
Ooh.
So yeah, so we'll definitely figure out the Google Hangouts.
You know, I actually have, so as a backup to that too, I actually have a new GoToMeeting that we could use that's personal.
Okay.
So we just transferred over to a new phone system, and everyone gets their own GoToMeeting. So.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, that could work.
Sweat.
Yeah.
Nice.
What else do you guys have now that we're talking about GoToMeeting? I have a couple other things on the list here. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
So I went and saw 3 from Hell.
What's that?
Oh, how was that?
The final movie in Rob Zombie's horror movie trio.
Oh man, yeah.
House of Thousand, Devil's Rejects.
Rest
and
in
3 from-
peace to the crazy guy with the beard, right?
Yeah,
The
Sid Haig.
Hague.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Captain Spaulding. But it was a very good conclusion. It was a little slow in the beginning, but by the end of it, it was all wrapped up, and I was very pleased.
It was sufficiently creepy for you?
Sufficiently creepy, lots of mayhem and blood and guts and gore, and
Perfect.
lots of Sherry Moon Zombie running around, being all cute.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I have the exact opposite story from that. Addie watched Big for the first time the other weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And absolutely loved it. Especially the FEO Schwartz scene when they're dancing on the keyboard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she absolutely loved it. We've been doing that 80s retro kind of movie every weekend.
That's right.
So, yeah, it's been really good.
Did you show her Neverending Story yet?
Yeah, she loved it.
Okay, I was gonna say, is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah.
She actually took it. I think it's because of all the Avengers exposure and Endgame and all that. Like, all that impact.
She's hardened a little bit.
Yeah, like, she didn't even, like, roll a tear for our tax. I was like, you're a cold bitch.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still cry when I see
I know, me
her.
too. God damn it.
God. No, it's yeah.
I love the post. I forget how that post came about. Something about we had an irrational fear of quicksand or something like that.
Oh
when
yeah,
we
it
were
was
kids.
Yeah.
it was some meme that was about like your fears, like what you were afraid of as a kid versus
Oh,
what
right.
you're afraid of now.
Right. Yeah, quicksand and dying alone. Or
Yeah.
yeah. And you said it would. You know, blame it. We had an irrational fear of quicksand, and I went, yeah, I blame it on the fire swamp and that stupid horse.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't remember what comic convention it was, but I saw there was a cosplay of this kid that was dressed up as Atreyu and had a horse head that he'd put on the ground.
Oh God,
Oh.
It was just perfect.
that's amazing.
Like, oh my God.
So Skywalker, Rise of Skywalker.
Oh yeah.
More stuff coming out about that. Like lots of stuff coming out about that.
Yeah. So I'm doing my best to sort of ingest the information that they want me to ingest in terms of the trailers, but not reading a lot of the articles coming around about it. But I did read an article the other day about the 2 questions that they focused on.
Oh, I haven't heard this. Go for it.
When writing. And crap, I already forgot the second question.
Machine in front of you, sir.
Yeah. So anyway, the first question that they focused on when writing the script was, who is Rey?
Yep.
And really sort of focusing on, her background and whatnot. So it seems like, and there has been a lot of articles around that. Oh no, we're not course correcting from the Last Jedi.
Bullshit.
But it sounds like that's exactly what they're fucking doing.
They're fucking
Scavenger that was sold for beer money.
yeah,
yeah.
I'm still standing by my. She's a Palpatine.
Well, you might be right in a more literal way than you think, because my whole theory has been cloned from a while ago, and that's getting a lot of traction now.
Go for Papa Palpatine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second question, which I am currently looking up. Oh, come on.
What is the airspeed of a fully
African or European?
I don't know that. So while you're looking for that, I'll throw out real quick. So my theory for a while has been that Rey's a clone that Palpatine created way back in the day, and they just cloned the hell out of her to try and give him an unlimited supply of apprentices, basically, to repopulate the Sith kind of army.
Yeah.
And that's why you see in The Last Skywalker, when she goes up to that wall, and it's supposed to reveal who she is, all she sees is her reflection, like, infinitely.
Ooh, that's a good...
And so that would be really cool. And then my other theory about how Palpatine gets back into this, it's either a flashback, which is kind of easy, but it's that he himself had been cloned. Because he was, in the canon, he's a huge proponent of clone armies and clones and all that. Why wouldn't he have cloned himself in that whole situation?
Right.
And so maybe, he might have died in the shaft, but this is the wreckage of that Death Star, and potentially he had a clone safe or something. And I don't know.
Somebody trips over clone Palpatine and
accidentally opens the little.
Oh God! To the freaking rat.
Thank you to the Fiesta Rat. 14,000,001. I must make a pee-pee. Continue.
Thanks for sharing, Nate.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and listen to Nate P. So on the pee break, Jobin. Yeah, what the hell else?
What the hell else?
No, so yeah, I just to sort of piggyback on what Nate was talking about. I shared with you guys the video of analyzing all of Rey's fighting from the first, from The Force Awakens, and how it completely mirrors Palpatine's.
I know I've seen it. I don't know if you shared it with us, but recently. But I do remember that I saw that a long while back, and that's when I was like, kind of first like, okay, that's what card I'm putting my horse on. Right.
Yeah. No. And I agree with you there. She's got to be a Palpatine or some sort of team.
I am excited about finally we get to see some Knights of Ren.
Yeah, no,
They made a big deal about him in the first one, and then just
yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. I am excited to see how this ends up, but I am also equally scared
yeah.
that they could just go a very, very simple route and how they wrap this up. I mean, because they can't. I mean, can you literally wrap up 9 movies in 2.5 hours? I don't know that you can.
Did
So,
we talk about the runtime yet? I think it's going to be over 3.
oh, I didn't know that. So, anyway, the second question that potentially could be a little scary into why they were thinking this or not. But the second question that they worked with was, how strong is the force? And Terrio says it sounds a little simple, but actually when you get down to it, it's a sort of a Zen thing that we would really meditate on, not literally in yoga poses or anything, but we would discuss what is the force, how strong is the force, and that was one of the driving factors around the script.
Can you bring people back from the dead?
Well,
Rise of Skywalker.
it's a power that only one of us has found, apparently. That's what Palpatine says in the original trilogy, or in the sequel, the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
So the Sith figured out how to do it, and then the Jedi figured out how to project past their
the secrets in the books that Rey saved from the tree before Yoda destroyed it.
yeah.
Because those books were not just Jedi texts. Interesting.
Encyclopedia Britannicas.
Yeah, exactly. The condensed version, because it wasn't 400 pounds and 18 volumes.
Right. Yeah. You got Aardvark to Basilisk, pretty much, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
for those of our younger listeners, an encyclopedia is a book that is illuminated and explains everything you could possibly want, except there's about 20 different volumes and they're all alphabetized.
It's what the internet was on before phones.
Yeah, exactly. And a book is something where words are printed on paper and you can take it with you and highlight it as needed.
Right.
Highlighter is... I almost got Joe with a spit take on that one.
Almost.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Good times.
So yeah, no, and then so the Dark Ray from the last trailer. Do we just think that's a projection? That's a sort of a dream, a Dagobah cave, if you will.
It's Kylo Ren in the bathroom.
No, what that is Joe's fanfic coming to life. This is how Kylo. I want you to draw me, Kylo. Draw me like one of your first order girls. Wearing this.
No.
Wearing
No.
this.
Yeah,
I'll be writing the Titanic Star Wars crossover.
And she's got a kyber crystal around her neck instead of
Oh, God.
No. You have Kylo and the John thinking about Dark Ray, and then Hux bursts in and said, "What were you thinking about?"
Right, because they can project, they can touch each other across distance now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the easy answer is that it's a Dagobah cave situation where she has to face her own dark self, but secretly I want that to be one of the clones. I want it to be the dark apprentice of, the clone of her, because she's the clone, and or maybe this is the source of the Rey clone. Maybe she's the original or something, or God, I hope it's so much deeper than that.
Right.
And the fact that it's J.J. Abrams doing it, I don't care about the criticism of the first movie because it was kind of a rehash. Like, yes, it was, but oh my God, it hit all the feels and was still great.
Well,
and they've specifically said they're not redoing Return of the Jedi in this movie now.
Well, yeah, because I don't see how you really can. I mean, from where the Last Jedi left off.
Yeah.
I don't see how you can even start to rehash Jedi here.
Yeah.
So I mean, bash Rian Johnson all you want. He did sort of set it to a point where you really can't where you really can't finish out the trilogy.
Well, yeah, no, he literally burned.
Yeah,
I mean, not literally.
Yeah.
The other part that I thought was really cool that I saw online is there was in the trailers, they were showing some alien recreating Kylo Ren's mask.
uh-huh.
There's a theory online that Kylo Ren was using parts of Vader's old mask to repair his own, and then JJ confirmed it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I thought
Yeah.
that was an interesting kind of twist or
Yeah.
side twist. Yeah. What I'm not too thrilled about is the whole story that Bob Iger just wrote a book, The Ride of a Lifetime, Lessons Learned After 15 Years as CEO of the Walt Disney Company. And it basically illustrated about how betrayed George Lucas felt about the new movies and how they got rid of the midichlorians, which is a good move in general. And because Disney Company bought George's scripts for the next 3 movies and then basically threw everything out. So
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would love if those got published at some point,
right.
just to read, just to see where he wanted to go with it.
Right.
But also, at the same time, hey, if you're going to sell your property and you're going to give someone else creative control over it,
mm-hmm.
That's what you get.
Yeah. Word.
Yeah.
I wonder how much he's kicking himself in the ass for selling it, for selling out, and then seeing how well it did.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Disney definitely took a misstep with how Fast and Furious they came out with Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we as fans are paying for that now. Hey,
yeah.
I don't know. Well, only time will tell.
Yeah, the end of this article kind of sums it up really well. It's like, so yes, it sounds like an awkward situation, but maybe it's for the best. After all, Lucas was responsible for Jar Jar Binks.
Right.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Jar Jar.
Yeah, God. He's hiding behind Ray in the hallway. That's what we're missing there. So what about the Birds of Prey trailer? Did you guys see that?
I did. I'm excited for it.
Oh, it's good. You should see it. The trailer's really good.
Yeah.
You know what that is, the Birds of Prey thing?
Yeah, they did a little teaser before it that was really funny.
Oh yeah.
Where you see the red balloon and she like pops it. And,
no way. They did a teaser?
Yeah, it was so you hear the music for it, and then this red balloon comes in, and then she pops the balloon, and then it takes off on a little teaser.
Yeah, she goes like, "I'm tired of all these clown movies" or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the latest looks really good. Interesting to see how that plays out. I think Margot Robbie plays an amazing Harley Quinn.
Yeah, and they also confirmed her for the next Suicide Squad movie, the James Gunn penned Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah, I think Jared Leto's in that too, right?
He has not been confirmed for that yet.
No,
but there's a ton of other people in it too.
Yeah, I heard that she was confirmed to be in another movie with him as the Joker. So maybe it's not Suicide Squad. Maybe
good, yeah.
Maybe it's the Batman with sparkly Pattinson.
Dude, don't I think he is going to be so good in that role.
Okay, come on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Come on.
You don't condemn him just for 5 Twilight movies.
No, I heard that Skarsgård might be playing the Joker.
Yeah, I sent you the link, and it's just a rumor right now. Somebody, as the internet does, they mocked him up as the Joker.
I thought that was just kind of a fan thing. I didn't know if it was an actual legit rumor or a credible rumor.
That would be cool, though.
Yeah, honestly. No, the only confirmed casting for it right now is Jonah Hill, right?
What?
Yeah, Jonah Hill is signed on to play a villain.
The Penguin. Is that too obvious?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Which Jonah Hill are we getting?
Yeah.
Don't fat shame him.
No, it's either fat head, skinny body, or fat head, not skinny body. Those are the two Jonah Hills. Oh, that's funny.
Oh man.
Yeah, it looks good. I like the latest trailer showed had a little clip of her with a hyena in the background.
Yeah.
Hyena in the background. So that I hope they do two, like the animated series. But even if they do one, it's cool.
I wish they would have gotten Margot Robbie for the animated series. Just because, I mean, I think Kaylee Cuoco, however you say your name, I think she's going to do a good job, but I just, every time I hear her voice, I'm like, it's Penny.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Penny.
They ditched the New York accent, which I'm totally bummed about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and it's just for the Disney streaming or the DC streaming service. So who knows how long that's going to last?
When does that start anyway?
It's supposed to. I want to say November.
I don't have the DC. Is the DC service up?
It is. Yeah.
Because there's Titans and some other stuff on there, right?
Yeah, Titans and Swamp Thing is out, and then what's the other show that's really really good that I can't think of the name right now? The DVDs just came out and I can't even think of it right now. Shame on me. Shame on me.
You know that Alan Tudyk's playing the Joker in that series?
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
I didn't know that. That's great.
And Sir Jorah Mormont is Bruce Wayne.
No way.
Yeah.
Jason Alexander's in this? Get out of here. I'm getting very angry, Jerry.
Oh, Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol. That's the other one.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a couple shows I wanted to watch on there.
Right. Yeah.
I saw this meme the other day that was cracking me up. It was about all the streaming services. It's got the clip from Rick and Morty where it's like, that just sounds like cable with extra steps.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we finally were 2 episodes away from finishing The Boys, by the way. Speaking of streaming services.
yes.
So good.
That's
God,
so
finish
good.
that off so we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. I can't wait for the second season.
I want to watch that series again, actually.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good one to watch again.
Yeah.
That was a great, I powered through that super fast.
Oh yeah. No, we unfortunately we were close to finishing it and then Borderlands came out, so we couldn't finish it.
Priorities.
Yeah.
I feel like that one didn't get as much hype as it should have.
Well,
like
it
that
was-
was kind of a sleeper.
If it wasn't as bloody and raunchy and non-PC, it probably would have. But they didn't spend money on advertising,
That's
really.
what I loved about it.
No, me too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If it was more
Yeah.
mainstream, it would have had more play, I think, across that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, one show you guys should not waste your time on Netflix is Another Life, which is the Katie Sackhoff space drama.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, not good.
I need to watch The Expanse and The Orville.
Oh, fuck.
There's way too many
Dude,
shows.
The Expanse is amazing.
Like I've seen
Expanse.
bits and pieces of The Orville, but I haven't seen any of The
Yeah,
Expanse.
not to be missed. The Expanse is the most scientifically accurate science fiction thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a show you could easily. We're on the 5th season now.
5th season, I think, is what's coming out.
Coming out, right? Yeah, but you can start watching that, Joe, and completely lose yourself, and then you've lost the entire weekend.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
It's so
it is.
fucking
It is
good. You gotta
very,
watch
very
it.
good.
Okay.
I am excited for the Orville on Hulu. Like, I can't wait for it to come back out.
Yeah.
Just because it's one of my favorite shows of the past few years. That everyone compares it to Star Trek. That it's a Star Trek that it harkens back to older Star Trek and what it was, and they compare it to Star Trek Discovery. And the funny thing too is that Star Trek Discovery, even though it's on a streaming service, it's on the CBS streaming service, launched new episodes a half an hour before new Orville episodes aired.
Yeah. You realize this is streaming, right?
Right.
That's funny.
Yeah. But no, if you have time, Joe, to watch the Orville, you will not be disappointed.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah.
All
It's
the episodes that I have seen, because my father-in-law watches it, so
Nice.
I'll catch a handful. And I watched like the first 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And everything I've seen, I've loved. So I just need
yeah,
to carve out some time to sit down and.
It starts off a little slow, and I think the first season kind of suffers from identity crisis, or maybe that's just from the fans' point of view. Like, what is this supposed to be? Is it supposed to be serious, or is it supposed to be funny? And then by the time you're a couple episodes in, you go, oh, it works both ways.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because there's not as much slapstick as you would expect from him, but the drama is there. Like, there's some real dramatic moments, but then there's a lot of super tongue-in-cheek stuff.
Yeah.
And
Like
it just builds on itself too.
One of the
So.
episodes I saw all the way through was when the episode where the robot tries to date,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a very like, it was funny, but it was also like
Yeah.
serious
Right.
too.
yeah, touching in a way. Yeah. But on that note too, the second season of Star Trek Discovery was as Star Trek you could get, and so good.
Was there tribbles?
Uh,
There weren't tribbles. It's not as Star Trek as you can be.
well, you know what? No, thinking about it, there might have been.
God.
I don't remember, but so the end of the first season, they meet up with a heavily damaged Enterprise under Captain Pike, and that's the sort of cliffhanger that you end on. And then in the second season, Captain Pike takes over control of the Discovery. After and I don't know how Star Trek you guys go.
Yeah.
So the original pilot dealt with the Talos 4 incident, right? And that, because the pilot never got picked up, and screw you guys. I see you, like, what the fuck is he talking about?
That incident. That'll start at 27.4 and 0.5 on the FM dial.
Anyway, assholes.
Meanwhile, my mother's gonna disown me for not knowing what
Yeah.
this is.
As the people in the background, if you could see this, there's a bunch of miniature painting and 3D printing supplies for my nerdom and D&D dice all over the table. So there you go.
Yeah. And well, Joe, go get another sparkling water. Nate, go get another beer. I will talk through this. All right? Fuck you guys. Anyway, so
Getting spicy up in this bit.
yeah. So anyway, this was the unused pilot because there were some things wrong with it. So, but what they did was they ended up rehashing it as the crew before the original series crew. They made a 2-episode original series episode around the pilot, utilizing a lot of the footage from it, which they actually used as a previously on Star Trek Discovery,
Oh, that's cool.
which was very cool because they end up going to Talos 4 in Star Trek Discovery for a certain thing. So it's like I said, it was tough in the first season because they were dealing with the Klingon War, and it just felt like a war in space movie, and it didn't feel like Star Trek. But this season felt more like original series Star Trek than anything.
So Captain Pike is in the movies, right?
Captain Pike is in the movies, yes.
He is the
original captain he was the captain before Kirk of the Enterprise.
but not Kirk's dad.
No.
Okay, so Captain Pike is the guy that basically enlists Kirk in the movie. Okay.
That's correct. Yeah,
Yeah,
in
that
the
makes
in
sense
the
now.
in the Abrams verse, which is Star Trek Discovery, was actually pitched as a prequel to the original series, not the movies at all.
Oh,
The
so it's
movie
not the same actor that does the Captain Pike thing.
No,
Yeah.
different actor who ends up channeling the pilot Pike to a T.
Gotcha. Right on.
Yeah, I'm off my
Sure.
fucking soapbox, asshole.
Oh, come on. You got to take a little bit, buddy.
No, I will, but.
There's no soapbox here. I'm standing on D20s, if anything, okay? No nerddom is better than others. It's all fandom at this point.
That's true. Yeah.
So that being said, after you had a little sip of your juice, What were your thoughts on the Star Trek movies that JJ did?
I liked them. I thought they were good. Unfortunately, the I think the con one was a little misstep.
Yeah.
As much as we love Benedict Cumberbatch in this room, in this virtual room, I don't think that was a well written sort of successor. I don't, and that was one of the things too, is that I don't know that they needed to focus on an original series story because, the Star Trek 2 originally dealt with Khan's coming back.
Right.
And so I don't know that they needed to do that here. But I loved the last Star Trek movie that came out. As much as we love Simon Pegg, he wrote it. I thought it was really good. It was good as an original story. I hope they make more. I don't know if they will or not. It'd be great if Quentin Tarantino got his hands on the City on the Edge of Forever and redid that. But who knows? Yeah, I like the movies. I thought they were worthy successors of the Star Trek name.
Yeah, I like the first one specifically. The very first one when you get to meet Carl Urban as Bones on the.
Oh, so good.
All she left me were my bones, like and that's
right.
Bones. I think the casting was brilliant. The first movie was just it's the same thing he did with Star Wars. Honestly, like he wasn't rehashing another movie with a Star Trek reboot, but he did such a great job bringing you back to why you love that movie.
Right.
That he was able to do the Star Wars after that. And
yeah.
I'm excited to see how he ends the Skywalker trilogies.
Yeah. No, I'm certainly excited for it.
Yeah, and I'm excited for The Mandalorian.
Fuck yeah.
That's going to be good.
No, that looks so good.
Holy shit. The list of shows that service is going to have now with all of the Marvel things and then Star Wars and oh my God. Hopefully the shows are good. What I've heard is that each one of those Marvel shows, like Wanda and the Vision, that kind of thing, they're like $150 million.
Holy moly.
Like they're throwing full-on movie money at these TV shows.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they got to fund the new Marvel land. And
oh my God.
That's true.
So now it's like, do I take Addie to Star Wars land right now because they're saying they're not drawing very well, or do I wait until the fucking Marvel's there for California Adventure? God damn it.
You're just going to have to take like 2 weeks and go to Disney.
I guess. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks and a freaking $100,000 loan.
Yeah, no shit. It's a fully immersive Star Destroyer or whatever hotel they're going to build in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, you pay for a 3-day experience. It's like $2,500 a person.
Holy moly.
But it's a completely immersive. As soon as you go in this place, they don't actually have windows. Every window is a screen, and it's showing space outside because you're on a starship now. You're on a spaceship.
Holy crap.
And everyone's in character, and it's just, yeah. You're in a story.
I heard a little bit. So my pop-in-law was watching last night. I guess there's like some documentary about the Star Wars Disneyland thing.
Oh, yeah?
Where they go in depth. I think it's on Tubi or something like that.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, my pop-in-law was watching it, and I was catching little bits and pieces.
I will never have enough money to stay at a Disney hotel.
No shit.
I stayed at one for my honeymoon in Florida just because we had, sort of that money to burn back then. But there's no way now that I would ever have money to stay in a Disney hotel.
No way.
I don't even think I could drink at the Disney bar.
Right? God. Really
Which that's the only time I've ever been in one of those hotels is we were in the California Grand.
Yeah. At the bar.
We went to the bar there and we saw John Stamos.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's Uncle Jesse.
Yeah, we were sitting. My buddy Kenny was just like, "Oh my God, you guys, that's John Stamos," and we're like, "What are you talking about?" We looked like, "Oh fuck, it is John Stamos."
Yeah, the god that got to bed Rebecca Romaine in her prime.
Oh yeah.
Bah.
Jesus.
The legend.
Yeah, I think this was back when he was still putting it in. Or
Giving her the Stamos, as it were. AKA the full Stamos.
That's funny. One of the times I was working for Cumulus in the city, and this was when I took you, Nate, to get our pictures with the World Series trophy. Remember?
Yeah. I will never forget that.
Yeah. So K-Fog used to have concerts come in, and the Bone would have acts come in too. Well, one of the acts that came in was Gavin Rossdale, while he was still married to Gwen Stefani.
Oh, nice.
It was the only reason I went to watch him, is to see who is banging Gwen Stefani. He is worthy enough to bang Gwen Stefani. Okay.
So that means you have to go see a country concert now, right? Isn't she banging the guy from The Voice or whatever?
Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton,
Oh,
there
God.
you go.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but Gwen Stefani is worthy to bang Gavin Rossdale.
Yeah. Oh.
So saith the Joe on this saith of the Joe.
Yeah.
On
Thursday, October 3rd at 7:31 p.m.
In the year of the Joe. 2019. So say it. Retroactively blessing the union.
Yeah.
The insertion of Rossdale into Stefani. Also known as the full Rossdale.
The full Rossdale.
So the Stefani going over and around the Rossdale.
No, it's the Rossdale becoming the Stefani.
Oh.
Oh, God.
And the show has hit a new level.
Wah, wah, wah,
This
wah.
is what happens when I drink 5 beers and Joe drinks Perrier.
Yeah.
This is Sober Joe, everybody.
So
Yeah.
Sober Joe and Nathan doesn't drink anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, stay tuned.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Got a whole rest of October of this.
God.
You can do it.
Again, you ass.
You can do it. We believe in you, and there's
Yes. Right on. Well, is that it? Is that all we got?
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say, oh shit, I want some more. Wait, what is that from? Fucking Business Time. I completely butchered that. God damn it.
Like, you want some more? Well, there isn't any more.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm quite sleepy. Oh, I know. You try to say, yeah, that's it. Oh my God. Yeah, we're unraveling.
Yeah. All right.
Rick and Morty, November! Yay!
I still haven't watched Rick and Morty. I need to do that.
You are fired.
Dude, you have to.
Hey, Andy, have you guys had a chance to find the Rick and Morty quest yet? In Borderlands?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
I won't say anything. It's pretty fun.
Okay. All right.
Ugh.
All right. Awesome. Well, it may not be our best podcast, but it's certainly our most recent.
Get off your soapbox, goddammit. Want to hear all these facts?
Oh God. Yeah. So yeah. So what are you guys up to? What are you guys watching? What are you guys playing? Let us know. Other than that, it's been fun, and we will catch you on the next round.
Wubba lubba dub dub.
We's in the juice.
Okay, so we don't podcast again until Joe starts drinking again. How about that?
No, that was hilarious. Well, I thought I was hilarious.